Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapy Clips with Dr. O. Today, our topic will focus on 6 tips for self-growth. Our reference is Psychology Today. This article that we will explore is written by Dr. Chachika Davis. In this article, our focus will be on exploring why self-growth is important and how to achieve it. We will begin by letting you understand that self-growth also means personal growth or personal development. So each and every one of us can stand to develop ourselves just a little bit more. When we are in the process of self-development, we are focusing on learning new skills, attitudes, actions, or reactions that will have a positive impact on our life and our overall well-being. So remember, this is the year for wellness. And we will be learning a variety of skills that will promote wellness in our lives. So when we think about self-growth, what we are focusing on is self-esteem, coping skills, changes in our life, and changes in our philosophies and belief patterns. We want to have a greater appreciation for life, and we open ourselves up to things like spirituality, more refined priorities, and anything that we feel we need to grow in our particular dimensions of the wellness wheel. And remember, those dimensions are 8 dimensions. And it focuses on things like emotions, intellect, spirituality, financial growth, social growth, environmental, self-care, and anything else we need to pay attention to. See, each and every one of us have talents and strengths, but we also have deficits too. And we want to pay attention to those deficits to make us a more resilient human being. And when I say resilient, what I mean is a more stronger human being. And so we do this by being willing to make changes in our personality, to gain a greater sensitivity, to be more compassionate, to be more insightful. And we become insightful through introspection and reflection. That means taking a deep look into ourselves and recognizing our strengths, but knowing that we are weak in areas that need improvement. We also, as human beings, need to be tolerant of situations, and the skills that we will learn will teach us to be more tolerant of the situations that we encounter with empathy. Empathy is one of those words that mean we are more compassionate and gaining more compassion as human beings. This is what makes the human spirit resilient. So self-growth is different for each and every one of us. That really take you looking into who you are as a person and realizing the areas in which you need to grow. So, whereas I may focus on intellectual development, someone else may focus on social development. Now, intellectual, reading books, reading articles, social, going out and being more involved in activities as a part of a social group. But there are so many other areas in life that we need improvement in. It could be occupational, that means looking for a job. It could be academic, that means getting a GED. It could be job training, so vocational, that means entering into a job training program. It could be spirituality or religiosity. That means learning more about God and being open to nature. So it looks different for each and every human being. We need to understand that there's various aspects of self-growth, and here are just some of the self-growth areas that's listed in the article. So that means learning to control your own emotions or developing a growth mindset, meaning that you recognize that you're not perfect. As I recognize I'm not perfect, I most certainly do. But guess what? If there's a way to improve upon it, then my mind is in growth mindset and I'm open to it. Also, it means learning resilience. That means learning to be stronger. Connecting with your own body. Realizing, in my case, those aches and pains mean something. Those aches and pains, in my case, mean you need to do more stretching. You need to do some chair yoga. Did I say yoga? Yes, that's what I meant to say. Okay. And also doing some things like taking walks outdoors. But it also can mean connecting with your body, just being in meditation, being in prayer, letting yourself go, letting the energy go. Let it flow through your body and then release it so that you could be in a state of calmness and so that your depression doesn't get the best of you or anxiety either. See, we want to be in a state of wellness. We want to be in a state of growth. It also means that there are things in life that we definitely cannot change, no matter how hard we try. There are some people with certain personalities. We just say, okay, that's your personality, so let me just move on. I don't have time. It could be situations that you can't change as far as, oh, I wish I was rich. But you're not going to get rich unless you hit the lottery. Or it could be any other situation that we just must accept because we can't change it. So there's no need to dwell on it and feel bad about it. Okay? We just need to recognize that we're only human. And being only human means that we're going to make some mistakes along the way, but we're going to forgive ourselves and we're going to keep moving forward. Also, it means knowing who you are, knowing yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. Shakespeare said, "To thine own self be true." And what he meant by that is be true to yourself. Okay, don't lie to yourself. If you know that there's a problem that's going to devastate your health, work on it. Whatever it may be. It could be, I'm eating too much sweet food that's going to lead to diabetes. I need to cut back on the sugar. Okay, so it could be anything that you need to work on. As far as other areas, what about procrastination? Putting it off until tomorrow. That's procrastination. Meaning, oh, I'll go out and look for a job, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'll enter into a job training program, next week. I'll go up to the career center and I'll meet with the career specialist and she can help me to find a job. Oops, I can do that next month. See, that's procrastination. And procrastination is the thief of time. That means it's going to steal your time if you keep putting it off. We only have but a certain amount of days on earth. That's the reality. We're not meant to stay here. But while we stay here, we need to get the best that life has to offer. Because guess what? We deserve it. God said so. He said that he created us for abundance. That means that we need to get all that we can get and not sit around and wait for it to be handed to us. Because guess what? It's not going to fall into your lap. You have to work at it and you have to work for it. Okay. Now, the final thing that I want to speak about as far as the growth areas is emotional intelligence. We all need to improve upon our emotional intelligence. Now, there's two words going on here. Emotional, our feelings. Intelligence, our experiences that we read through books and that we experience in life. Okay? It gives us a greater mind span. And that just means that we have so much more intellect that we can embark upon, but there's already within us all that we've learned thus far. Now take this into consideration. When you combine the two, emotional and intelligence, it means that we need to be more intelligent about our own emotions and when to expend those emotions in a particular situation. That means, when am I going to show that I'm angry? I can control that. When am I going to show that I'm happy? I can control that. When am I going to show that I'm sad? I can control that. So all of the emotions that the human being experience, we need to be intelligent about. Let's move on. Now, here's some reasons why self-growth is important. It gets you out of your comfort zone. It helps you to reach self-actualization. It helps you to develop a growth mindset. Those are the three areas. So let's go back to getting out of your comfort zone. That really means, more so than anything else, is the ability to be open to exploring new possibilities and new opportunities that await you. This is a big world, and you only close yourself off to things when you're uncomfortable to get out of your comfort zone. Now, your comfort zone could be staying in your room or staying in your apartment. Well, while you do that, yes, it's very comfortable to lounge on the bed, but also you're missing opportunities to see new things, like going to the museum or walking down the inner harbor to see what's new going on there, or enrolling into an academic program to see what else you can learn. See, you have to reach beyond what you currently do if you want things to change. Now, Abraham Maslow, he developed the hierarchy of needs. It's like a 5-level pyramid. Half of it focuses on your basic needs. And that's your need for water, your need for food, your need for security as far as having a place to stay and to be comfortable in your neighborhoods. But he also talked about growth needs. And those growth needs are those things that will bring fulfillment to your life, that will give you meaning and will give you purpose. That particular thing is whatever you want it to be. If it's writing poetry, write poetry. If it's writing a book, write a book. If it's going to school, go to school. If it's vocation, looking for a job, or going to job training, do that. It's whatever your heart desire. But it means getting up doing something. Now, in order to do something, you must develop a growth mindset. That means that you believe in your own intelligence and your own talents, and that these things can be developed over time. It also means that you are going to acquire the skills in order to make things work for you and your life. Once again, it could be school, jobs, or anything in your personal life, like getting into a relationship, maintaining that relationship with a significant person. Okay? So you want to broaden the possibilities, and you need to be motivated, and you need to be inspired in order to get things done. So now we're going to move into the final parts of this particular article. I want you to know that I didn't read it word for word. If you're in my group, I've sent the article out. It's on your article list for the week. It's your very first article for Monday. So if you want to read more about it, you do have it. Okay? But here's some tips for self-growth. These are the things that we've talked about in the past. So I see that the doctor included it in her article. You know, it's just something that we learn as therapists, counselors, psychologists. We all learn the same information. So Dr. Davis is telling us now that we should focus on things like meditation because it has benefits for mental and physical health, and that you should practice your meditation. My suggestion is that you do it 10 minutes a day. Also, she speaks about journal writing. We've talked about that. Now, it's good for mental health because it will relieve your stress, your anxiety, and your depression. Also, it has benefits for personal growth because when you write down things, you can see patterns in your own behavior that you may want to change. She also suggests that we read more books. And I say, if you can't read an entire book, then you can read an article that's going to take you 20 minutes to read. She suggests that you use your positive affirmations and to engage in positive self-talk because it will decrease your depression and, guess what? Increase life expectancy. Now, life expectancy is they expect human beings to die at a certain age, but by being involved and being active, you can extend your life expectancy. She also says be curious and gentle. And so that means that be curious about life, but be gentle with yourself. Okay? You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. The next person is not perfect. And so don't fall into that pattern of thinking that you need to be perfect. Be gentle with yourself. And with that being said, I have given you an overview or a summary of the article that I put on your reading list for the week. Now, I want to move into some things that you can do therapeutically to make you feel better about anything that may be going on in your thinking. And it also will relax you. And so the first thing is aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is just getting some type of essential oil and or some type of body spray or some type of disinfectant and spray the room and just take in the smell. It will relax you. The next thing that I suggest is pleasure. Find pleasure in the things that you do and find pleasurable activities to engage in. The final thing on the list that you could possibly do is take a walk. Take a walk outdoors, take in the fresh air, look at your surroundings. If you don't like your surroundings, go into a different part of the world. It could be, like I said, down in the harbor. Take a walk down the harbor. Look around. Even if it's in the evening, look around because it's so beautiful at night. And my final message for today is don't let anyone dull your sparkle. We all have a lot of things going on around us. When we encounter people who say negative things to us, don't let that affect you. Look past it. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle, because you need that sparkle in order to open your mind to new possibilities and new opportunities. It's out there for each and every one of us. Have a blessed day, everybody. Love yourself, but love someone else in the process. And be safe. Stay blessed until we meet again.